Hello and welcome to another video. So today we are checking out a DragonCraft deck for rotation with the new cards, of course. A lot of new cards. Again, we're not going to go over everything like last video. We're just going to kind of skim through the bigger cards for this deck, one of which, Verdant Conflict, insane amount of value from a Shadow's Corrosion you can earn. Another really good card in this deck actually is Whirlwind Petrodon. Being able to generate and remove your Natura and Great Tree up for more summons is absolutely amazing. Other than that, pretty standard fare for most of the deck. Takes advantage of course, the Natura and Great Trees and the potential for damage and defense. You get the Cursed Shadow to go off, so you ideally want to hold one Evo, try and get it down to 2, but luckily you don't require to do that, which is great. So we're going to get right into this and check it out. So the first game here is against Forest. A lot of people seem to be playing some version of Forest lately. No surprise, it is a pretty decent craft by the looks of it. Both Fairy Forest focusing on Okami finishes and the Roach Forest seem to be rising in popularity. So for Feral Either, getting a Natura and Great Tree, I need to have that set up on turn 2 so I can go for this Whirlwind. Otherwise, I probably would have held off on it. We did get the Valdane. That's going to work wonders for us. So it's a good start. And having this Whirlwind down now is definitely a good advantage. And we're already up 1 play point, so all we need to worry about now is generating as much value as we can and setting ourselves up nicely. This Roach though, not going to be fun. Especially with Warring Flame, that's an interesting combination of cards. Not that I've seen a lot of Roach in the rotation before, so it shouldn't be a big problem. So you can play Curse Shadow, we can actually play it out once we play the Evo. That'll give us the Cursed Shadow going off every single turn. Which right now is only dealing 1 damage, but that can start going up, even starting just next turn with Whirlwind and Traveler's Respite. And then we can potentially use Genesis to kind of close the game out. We just need to make sure this Roach isn't going to kill us by then, and that's where the risk is for us. The other option we can go for next turn would just be a Triceratops, since that's a pretty solid card. But I would really like to get something else out, but this worked fine. I mean, it did destroy it. So we get 2 damage in that turn. Plus, this can't easily be Roach countered with the Evo, so this kind of forces them to have to either trade or leave it up, or have another card to deal with it. Predatory Might will do it, but definitely worked in our favor there, forcing that hand instead of just the Evo Roach. And there we go, a nice another Natura and Great Tree. So we are going to push as many of these as possible, so we can set up the Whirlwind as well. Get our opponent down to 9 health within Genesis range for next turn. Honestly, we didn't even need to push them that far because the Valdane effect as well going off. Realistically, we only needed 3 damage. But I went for that just in case. That way, if I need to reassess my playstyle, I can. But it's going to work pretty well. Genesis for 9 will end the game. Before Roach can kill us off, which is pretty happy with. Next up is RuneCraft. For whatever reason, RuneCraft was semi-popular. By semi, I mean it really dropped off after the first few hours of getting these deck videos ready for you guys, since that seems to be the way that things went. When I started playing Rune, I noticed there wasn't anywhere near as many Rune players around, but while I was playing these other decks, they did seem to pop up fairly regularly. So we got a okay turn 1 play, getting the Great Tree in our hand already. Turn 2 went pretty well, and then we're set up for turn 3, which will be 4 play points for the Natura and Great Tree and Whirlwind Petrodon again. Really great combination of cards. I really like the Whirlwind Petrodon. Generating an orb along with the fact that it destroys it does work well. And it sets up its own, so that's nice. But hopefully we can get something with this Alchemic here. Unfortunately we didn't. I wanted another Petrodon. That would have been the ideal line of play. That or Valdane actually would have been really good if we could pull that. This worked out okay though, so why not take it? Plus we get Lightning Velociraptor next turn if we want. That'll give us a couple more great trees that we can use to just generate more value for Valdane when we get it. Good amount of great trees played and destroyed. So this is settled for a very good start. Turn 8 though, I'm looking at a little bit of an awkward hand. I don't really know what I want to go for here, but the Valdane made it very easy and ended up giving us basically victory at that point. I mean, what were they going to do from there? Nothing. Luckily they conceded. So we definitely would have won that game, I have no doubt in my mind. The Valdane with Shadow's Corrosion play would have been starting to hit for 5 or 6 at that point, which is really hard to counter in the opening couple of turns, especially when I would have followed up with Genesis pretty immediately after. Plus, Rune doesn't have a great way to counter these dragon decks at the moment, I've found, so this tends to work really well against them. There's not usually a great way for Rune to make a comeback. Very similar for Haven and Forest. Those 3 decks seem to outplay Rune in most cases, in my opinion so far. But as the decks kind of settle in, things change, Rune could possibly rise back up, so we'll have to wait and see about that. But if you guys did enjoy this video and want to check this deck out, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Find the deck list in the description below. Until next time guys, see ya.